what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another episode of Fizzer Friday. So, the overwhelming response from all you lovely subscribers out there with regards to our gearing mod, going to 327 gears here on the Yamaha FZ6R, the majority of your responses and reactions have been quite positive. However, there does appear to still be a few of you who seem to have some misconceptions about what it's like to, like, you know, just cruise around, even daily commute, if you will, with this kind of a gearing setup. And so I figure, what a better way to ease your minds than to take you on a commute on my ride home from work. Here we go. Well, and if you're new here, let's just get a couple things out of the way. This is a 2009 Yamaha FZ6R. I recently dropped one tooth in the front, went up 3 in the rear. I made it a 327 gear ratio. And so just jumping right into it, here you go, man. Straight up, we're doing 60 miles an hour, you know, on a 2-lane highway. 6,400 RPM. I mean, you know, I don't know, guys. Yeah, it's a little spun up for, you know, 2-lane cruising, I guess. Look at it this way. If there's any analogy I can come up with to explain what that's like, it's like you forgot to shift out of 5th gear. You know what I mean? Everybody's done it. You've been cruising for like 25 minutes and it suddenly occurs to you, I'm kind of high up in the RPMs. Lo and behold, you go to grab a gear and sure enough, you weren't in 6th, you've been in 5th all that time. And it's kind of like that, except there's no 6th to shift into because you're already there, right? Alright, so there's that part. I mean, everything's a trade-off, right? It is what it is. It's whatever you're comfortable with. I like it. It's like a new experience, almost like a new motorcycle, really. You know, I'm a fan. Oh, yeah. So you get to experience that kind of acceleration and come right back on up to 60 or so mile an hour, 65, 6,600 RPM, hunky dory. You know what I mean? Like, we got half a tachometer left to go at 2-lane highway speeds. I tell you what though, man, for getting the jump on somebody, right? Somebody rolls up on you, it's always at the ready. You know what I mean? Like, granted, it's a very linear power band, but I mean, dual overhead cam setup, it's gonna shine at high RPMs. And so, you know, 65 mile an hour, just under 7,000 RPM, she's in battle mode all the time. Anytime you're ootin' the boot, you're in battle mode, ready for that punch. Hey, and another thing to consider is that at regular, like, 2-lane highway speeds, 55, 60 miles an hour, you are still not even pulling the same RPMs as you are with stock gearing on the interstate at 80 mile an hour. You know what I'm saying? Because that is 7,000 RPM. So you're still below the curve, guys, for regular cruising. I'll tell you something that I am surprised about, and it's something that so many people warned me against. They were like, dude, you're not going to be able to keep the front wheel on the ground. You know what? This bike has not tried to power wheelie on me once. I thought surely that, you know, just in 2nd gear, giving her the goose, she'd want to float. It really doesn't, man. She just plants and goes. Now, admittedly, I have not pegged her in 1st gear. That just, I don't know, man, like, by the time she'd get up, I'd be out of gear is kind of the impression I get, if that makes sense. I'm not comfortable trying to do that, at least not yet. I don't have a whole lot of seat time on this gearing configuration yet, but I can tell you that the limited amount of time I'll have on it, 1st gear is it's short, right? It's short. I mean, obviously I still use first gear to get up and go, and then like I'm like quarter throttle, quickly coming up halfway through the RPM range and just shifting in the second immediately, and then goosing it, and it just picks up and goes, you know what I mean? Believe it or not, I was in 5th gear that whole time. They're 6th. So yeah, I'm still not used to it, man. Like, by my ear, I know it's supposed to be up there. So when it's up there, I'm like, okay, well, I'm already in 6th gear. And in that instance, I wasn't. Still learning it, guys. Still learning it. I know another question is, what do you got going on the interstate? Well, here you go. Let's get up here. Here's the interstate cruise, 80 mile an hour, about 8,600 RPM. Step it up, you know, 95, 10,000 RPM. Now, admittedly, one thing I have not tested is absolute top speed. And what I mean by absolute is I actually got the bike up to 112, and I was just touching the red line field, which is about 11.7, right? About 11.7, I was doing 112. Rev limiter is not till about 12.5, I believe. So I have no doubt in my mind that this bike can do 115 with this gearing setup. Obviously, you guys just saw the interstate was not near open enough to try and find that top speed, so maybe next time we will do it and sort it out, figure out what it really is. But so never mind all that illegal street riding crap, man. That's not what this gearing setup's all about. Obviously, we want to put this motorcycle back on the racetrack. What I'd like to do is go back to MSRC. That's Crescent, just outside of Fort Worth. There's a 1.3 mile that I have experience on, and there's also a 1.7 mile track there. Part of me wants to do the 1.7 because it'd be something else, something new. But the other part of me wants to try the 1.3 because I'm already comfortable on that track. I spent an entire day on that track last year, and it's still in my mind, like my memory, you know what I mean? The track layout. I feel like I can really just hop right on that track and excel and really push this bike and see what the gearing ratio really does for me. It's also a short track with a lot of tight little slow speed turn stuff that you got to accelerate out of, so it'd be ideal for testing. In fact, I've decided to devote my YouTube payouts to track days during track season, which is spring into autumn. So with that being said, guys, I have never once, not ever, asked such a thing. However, YouTube has a brand new feature. You look down there, it's a little heart with a dollar sign inside, And if you hover over it, I believe it says something like thanks or something along those lines. What that is you click that and it allows you to, you know, kind of donate to your boy, however much you want to. And I would certainly appreciate it, because I will take those proceeds. Again, it all goes back into the channel, back into the motorcycle, back to track days. That is the objective, guys. So if you feel so obliged, click the heart, see what happens, do what you do. As always, guys, this has been me, and that's been you. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace and goodbye.